John here, guys. Today we are talking about the cost of moving to 6S. Now, this is a Droneconomics video, so it's not going to be about flight tips or whatnot, but this is actually going to talk about the cost of moving up to 6S and what that is like. Now, if you have not been hiding under a rock lately, you know that 6S motors, 6S setups are all of the rage. So how much is it going to cost you to move up to 6S? Now, I personally have been getting ready for 6S for a while, even though I'm not quite sure if I'm ready to take that move just yet, but I want to know if and when I do decide to take the move, what is it going to cost me? So let's do some quick math. So right here is a 2207 4S motor, and this quad right here, the America Razorback Edition that I did the review on, is a 6S setup, but I don't have 6S batteries. So what is it going to cost? Now, first of all, let's try to get a few things out of the way information-wise, and that is that I don't want to have 6S and 4S racing setups going at the same time. I'd rather have all of one or all of the other. I don't want to have to carry two full sets of batteries. I don't want to have to change back and forth between quads that feel drastically different in the air. So if when I do decide to go to 6S, I'm switching everything out, getting rid of all of my 4S stuff and moving over. But what is that going to cost? Well, first of all, the stacks that I have been using in all of my 5-inch quads are already 6S ready. Now, that is either the Acon with the Hyperlight F4 OSD flight controller like this, or I am also testing the Racer Star 25 or 35 amp anniversary edition, which is also capable of 6S. So my stacks are already ready to go. So the only thing I really need are batteries and motors. So batteries, I'm going to need 12 of them, because you really need 12 batteries. If you're going to go out practicing, you want to be able to practice at least 2 to 3 hours. If you are really have like a mobile charging setup or like to charge off your car, maybe you can get away with having 6 or 8, but I prefer to just carry all my batteries with me. I don't want to have to worry about charging with the field, so I want 12. If you go to the race, you're going to have 5 warm-ups and 5 racing rounds, and you want to be able to have a couple of extra just in case there's any open practice where you can get extra packs in. So the Pyro 1250 milliamp 6S pack is $29. So $29 times 12 is $348. Now, motors. I am going to need 3 sets at least. Now, I tend to try to buy some of my motors used, but nobody's really selling that many 6S motors. So I'm going to say I will probably end up paying closer to newer prices. So let's just say $85 a set. So $85 a set times 3 sets is $255. And let's add that to $348. So we get a cost of $603. Whoa, that's a lot of money. But I can sell some of my other old stuff. So let's say I sold all 12 of my 4S batteries. But I'll probably sell them at about, let's say, $8 a piece. Because these batteries are used, so they're really only going to be good for practice for somebody. So let's say $12 times $8, I could get $96. And I have, I think, about 5 sets of 4S motors. And I'd sell them at about, let's say, some for $50, some for $65. So let's just say an average of $60. So $60 times 5, that would be $300. So selling my old stuff is going to be $396. Buying the new stuff is going to be $600. So I'm basically going to end up paying about $200 And okay, sorry guys, don't pay attention to how bad my math is when I'm trying to talk. I just can't think and talk and calculate at the same time. So about $207 roughly. Now this cost really isn't that bad if you think about it. $207 to get more flight time, more power, more everything. But golly, it has taken me so long to amass this quantity of motors. I just hate to sell these 2405s that I love so much, but the reason that I may end up having to do it is that I am struggling to get enough time on my packs. Now, if I had not been preparing and I did not have 6S stacks and I needed to buy 3 more stacks, you could add $100 for each stack onto this. So if you don't have 6S capable stacks, you need to buy those. Add another $300, and that's assuming that you're going to have 3 quads, which is what I like to do for racing. I want to have 3 identical setups. So if you weren't, if you didn't already have the stacks, instead of $603, you would be looking at $903, which is a lot. Wow, that's a lot to do. So is it worth it? I think seeing some people that I fly with. The other day, Miguel set up a track that was kind of long and flowy, and we were just doing practice, but he was doing 3-minute rounds, and I could not make a single pack last 3 minutes. I was just dropping out of the air right around 2.5 minutes. Oh, so frustrating, and just, you know, not being able to finish a single practice round was really just starting to kill me. So what is it that you're gonna do, guys? Are you moving to 6S? Have you done it already? What are your thoughts? Do you love it? Do you hate it? I do really like my 4S setups, being able to get a new battery if one dies for under $20 for a China Hobby Line. Paying $29 for batteries is gonna be a little rough. Even if you wait for the sales, you're still looking at cheapest $26 a pop, and we are flying these things around at ridiculous speeds. Yvonne made a post recently where he had just killed 4 6S batteries. That's over $120. Oh man, so what do we do? I'm recognizing now that I'm going to have to make the switch at some point. So really what I'm going to do is just start monitoring the sales, start picking up setups wherever I can, for whatever price that I can, and hopefully I'll be able to get everything together slow. Once I have 3 sets of motors together, I will buy the batteries and then make the switch. So my 4S setups may end up lasting me the rest of this season, and that's okay. So in a pure race where you're not needing to go 3 minutes, you're only going 2.5 minutes at the most, I have not had any problems yet. So the edge in flight time is really only going to be applicable to practice at this point, but as I do inch faster and faster, my flight times are getting shorter and shorter. And part of that also is that I'm beating up my batteries a little bit more and they need to be replaced. And so instead of replacing 4S batteries, should I go ahead and pay the extra, $9 a battery and start getting 6S? That's the question. So in the comments, leave me what you've done. How long did it take you to switch? Did you switch all at once? Did you have a couple of 4S quads and a couple of 6S quads? Or did you just switch it all at once? I'm going to be doing this, don't know when, but this is the cost. For me, it's going to boil down to about, and always give yourself a margin of error of about 10%. So it'll be roughly $200 to $220 for the switch. Thanks, guys.
So I had planned to get this video out on Monday, like I usually get all my videos out, but I was on vacation on a Carnival cruise to Cozumel, so I did not. But the reason I delayed is because I wanted to wait until these motors came in. I have got a hold of 2 sets of 6S motors. They are the Catalyst Machine Works Send It motors in 2206, and these are really awesome. I love the grand black color scheme. They kind of remind me a lot of the Brother Hobby Avenger motors. So those are really, really cool. Right there, these are 2206 1800 kV, and these are the first 2206 motors that I will actually run. I've owned several sets, but I've never run one. The other set of motors that I have are the Hyperlight 2207 1900 kV, and these are going to be really, really cool. And I don't know why this just won't focus on. So now, what is significant about these? These are two different sizes, two different KVs. This one is very high KV for 6S. It's equivalent to like almost a 2800 or so on a 4S. So it may be too high, but I got both of these sets for a very cheap price since they were lightly used. Now, that is another thing while we're talking about drone economics, is how to maximize your dollar in this hobby. People switch items frequently as they're testing new things, especially with the introduction of 6S. People are selling their old 4S setups, like this brand new 2522 4S motor, which is my favorite motor of all time, the one that I've done the video on, A Tale of Two Motors. And now let's compare like we did on the last size video. Here you can see a 2405 versus a 2207. So this one is much larger in diameter, but if we look at from the side, the 2207 is much taller compared to the 2405. So 7mm tall versus 5mm tall. So what does that mean? It means that I'm gonna have to buy some 6S packs because I don't have any. And I'm going to build probably one more quad. I have two 4S right now. Eventually I'll probably be converting them all to 6S, but I don't have any packs, so I'm going to need to buy 10 to 12 packs, like I said in the last video, or earlier in this video. And I haven't decided on what those packs are going to be. I'm looking at the Who Cares packs by Pyroflib. I'm looking at the Xylo packs from Get FPV. I'm looking at the China Hobby lines. I haven't decided yet. I may order one of each just to kind of compare them. But this is off to a good start. So I was able to get all 10 of these motors. So I have 5 of each for $120. So just look on your deals. Everyone gives each other deals. That ends up being about $12 or so a motor, and I'll probably sell these. I'm gonna try both of these for just a couple of packs and sell whichever one that I like least. And it's also going to depend on which ones I can get more of, because I like to have the same motor across the board when possible. So stay tuned, guys. I'm gonna have some motors for sale. I'm gonna have a lot of good things coming, and 6S footage coming very soon. Also coming up very soon is going to be the Snapper 7 versus the UR65 head-to-head video. So stay tuned. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you guys later.